UKBC Championship, first started last year in at the Newcastle Heat. Can we welcome to the stage, please, Connor Bramley. Okay, I think we'll just get ask the judges to come on, Connor, and then we can just get straight on with it, shall we?
Yep.
Judges, if you may.
Hello. How you doing? All right. Good. Hi. You all right? Thanks. All right. All right. Hi. Cheers. Cheers. All right. Thanks.
Okay, Connor, so as soon as the judges have taken their seats, we know you've just come back from a year in Paris, so now you can sort of chill back down to the nice weather we've got here in England and
it's beautiful.
Enjoy the next 15 minutes.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, when you're ready, raise your hand to start the clock. Remember at the end of your presentation to raise it again to stop. Best of luck. Hope we thoroughly enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Cheers. All right. Good afternoon. My name's Connor, and I'm a barista at the Black Lab in South London. I've got a really nice coffee for you today from South Rwanda, and that's roasted by Climpson & Sons over in East London. It's called Buff Nyarisizu, and it's a 100% red bourbon, washed processed. And that allows some really, really interesting fruit characteristics to appear in the coffee. I've got I'll be preparing your signature drink espressos first so that they can be allowed to cool, and then I'll prepare your espressos. What you'll find here is some, like I said, really interesting fruit characteristics. On the nose, delicate vanilla and sweet lime. And when you're tasting, you'll get some lime acidity and stewed rhubarb sweetness. This is really interesting for me. And then finally, at the end, you'll have a finish of caramelized brown sugar and a little more rhubarb tartness. I'll just prepare those espressos and be back in a minute.
So a reminder that competitors are producing 4 espressos, 1 for each judge, 4 cappuccinos, and 4 signature drinks. And as well as a place in the semi-finals, all the baristas are competing also for some trophies which we have each day of the competition this week. 1 for the best espresso, 1 for the best cappuccino, and 1 for the best signature drink.
Here are your espressos. Remember, you're looking out for that delicate vanilla and sweet lime aroma. And in terms of flavor, lime acidity and stewed rhubarb sweetness. With a finish of caramelized brown sugar and a lot more tartness of rhubarb. Be back in a sec.
Let's give Connor a bit of support for those first 4 espressos. Very nicely described.
It's my sig drinks.
So the judges tasting those espressos, looking to interpret the coffee in the way the baristas described it, really searching for those flavors and nuances, as well as looking for a good balance of a perfectly extracted espresso. That's a good balance between the sweet, acidic and bitter flavors in the coffee. Of course, the judges are not just the everyday coffee drinkers. These are people who do have particularly well-developed taste buds. They can really... 5 minutes, Connor. 10 minutes remaining.
Thank you.
I think it's said it's similarly to people that taste wine in the wine industry. It's only about 4% of people in the population can actually taste to that level.
Now, next I'll be preparing your cappuccinos. The thing that really comes through for the cappuccinos is that caramelized brown sugar and the vanilla aroma with just a little touch of that rhubarb. Now, the body of the espresso, I'm sure you found, is it's like single cream. It's not too thick, but this really makes the cappuccino come together. You have a lovely body in the cappuccino. Prepare your first two and be back in a minute.
Shortly after competing in last year's Barista Championship heats, Connor headed off across the English Channel to work in Paris in a coffee house called Coutume. In fact, he's only been back in the country for a very short period, now working in the Black Lab, South London.
Here are your first two cappuccinos. Remember, you're looking out for that vanilla, caramelized brown sugar, and just a touch of that rhubarb. Prepare your second two and be back in a sec.
Let's give Connor a round of applause for those two cappuccinos. All of these guys go into great effort to be as precise as they possibly can and really get the absolute best out of the coffee. Connor just coming up to 10 minutes, 5 minutes remaining.
Thanks.
Amongst each other, our children are dying every day. People are searching for a solution. Yeah, yeah, and yo. Kiabuza, usulunga nina. Kishola pepaye, kishola peshavil. Now where to do so?
Here's your second two cappuccinos. Remember that vanilla, caramelized brown sugar, and just a touch of rhubarb. Prepare some parts for your signature drink and be back in a sec.
Another round of applause for Connor, please. Give him some support for those last two cappuccinos. Judges now getting straight into those cappuccinos. Looking first at the visuals presentation of the drinks. Baristas can either use latte art or a traditional cappuccino. They call the monk's head with the round brown ring and the white circle. And it's changed phenomenally over the last few years in the standard of presentation of these drinks.
So for your signature drinks, I've prepared some espressos earlier on to cool down slightly, and that really brightens up and brings out some of those fruit flavors. And I just wanted to keep lifting and lifting and lifting that. So I made a rhubarb and lime cordial, which I'm going to dilute and carbonate and then add to the espresso. Time check, please.
1.5 minutes left.
Great, thanks.
Connor, we're just coming up to 14 minutes, 1 minute remaining.
Thank you.
Trouble I'm having down here, I'm gonna shout for joy. Oh, yes I am. Oh, look out, John. That's the word with me, Lord.
This is the fun bit.
Yes, Lord is real. I know He is. Real in my soul.
30 seconds.
The messy bit, unfortunately.
Oh, yes, He is. Real in my soul. Oh, Lord, I made a way. He's real to me.
Very messy.
Way down.
And I'm just going to finish that off with a big wadge of fresh ginger. Now that aroma is really going to gel with the flavors in my signature drink. And it's going to be strong, but it really brings it all together. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much for your time.
Round of applause, thank you. Connor Bramley. Connor, come away over to here and let the judges do their stuff. So, second time you've been here.
Yeah.
How do you feel that went?
I thought it was okay. A little slow again. I mean, that was my problem last time, but I didn't screw up the milk. That's the important thing. That's the really important thing. I made a bit of a mess, and I didn't want to take the chance of just taking too much time to clear it all up at the end, unfortunately. But overall, I'm quite pleased. I ended up finishing and having a result that I'm happy with. So.
Okay, I noticed that for your signature drink they used brandy glasses.
Yeah.
Is that something because you've obviously just spent a year in Paris?
No, unfortunately.
Anything to do with that? Or no?
After living in Scotland, I actually really got into whiskey. I couldn't find any of that in Paris, so Paris was me finding craft beers, funnily enough. The brandy glasses, I quite like the look of them. And it really, really makes that ginger stand out.
Okay.
If you have the ginger really, really close to your nose, it's very, very strong, but you get almost no flavor of it. Absolutely no flavor of the ginger whatsoever. It only comes through of the aroma because it's sitting right on your nose as you're drinking.
Okay. I mean, that's probably quite interesting. It's something that during the presentations we never really talk about because it's always the last thing the baristas do.
Yeah.
But the signature drink is a creation of the barista.
Yeah.
And it's usually aimed at trying to sort of either enhance or complement or really sort of show off any particular flavors in the coffee.
And the main component in the coffee was that lime and rhubarb. The rhubarb I found was really interesting. I poured the espressos for the signature drinks into cold espresso cups so that they would cool down very quickly and become very bright and acidic, which balances out quite nicely with the sweet cordial that I made at home.
Okay, so when you're working in the Black Lab, you've just been there a short time, I think. So
yeah, I have. Yeah. I've only been there a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Okay, and so have you used this coffee in the Black Lab, or is this something you've just picked out for competition?
No, this is something that I chose for the competition. I asked after last year, I really wanted to use a single origin again. Some of the single origins really have incredible characteristics that I'd love to try and bring out some really wacky fruit flavors. So I asked Clemson & Sons to give me a sample of their single origins, and really this was the guy that stood out for me. The main part was the rhubarb. I love the stuff, and it's in season, and I just had to go with it. There was some other interesting coffees, most definitely. Some other coffees that were being used by other roasteries as well, but this was the top dog for me. This was great.
So you're overall quite pleased with the way things have gone?
Yeah. More pleased than last year, most definitely. More pleased than last year.
Okay. Well, I know your mum and dad, I think, are watching on live stream, so we say hello to them.
Hi, Mum.
Met them last year as well when you competed. So I'm sure they'll appreciate that. But anyway,
yeah.
all the very best. Well done. Connor Bramley.
Thank you very much. Cheers.